looking out at this land and the garden that's here and all the land in the background, all in the foreground here and off to the left and right, it just reminds me of God's blessing and how awesome it is to be here. Particularly at the moment, the clouds are over and there's a breeze and it's absolutely beautiful here. But that's what I grew up with, so it reminds me of that. I came here in 1974 and with my family and to work with the Ati, which are the indigenous people of the Philippines. And ever since that time, there's been just a great desire to continue to work with the Ati and to provide them what they can't provide on their own. And to introduce to them someone who they didn't know before we came, and that's Jesus Christ. So that's one piece of it. Christ also went around and healed people and fed them, and that's another piece of it, is providing for them, the needs that they, again, can't meet on their own. So this land is a piece of that. In 2006, we had the ability to buy this piece of property. Back then, the rates of land were such that we could actually buy a small piece, about 4.5 acres here. And immediately people clamored to move on to it. The Ati have never had their own land in the last couple hundred years. And so they've had to squat on other people's lands, and that's fine. A lot of landowners were very generous and allowed them to plant and grow things. Of course, they would come and take the cream of the crop as they wanted, as the landowners, so those were always a risk. Or if the Ati didn't vote in the latest election the way they wanted them to, they would kick them off the land. It was always an issue. So for them to have their own property has been a huge piece. So it's been a blessing. At the same time, it's been a challenge. We have 4.5 acres. This portion, as you can see right behind me, is a garden. Up farther on the hill, you see a blue building. That's a community building / church building that was donated by a Korean church. They came and put that up. Over my left shoulder, you'll see a whiter building, and that's a school building. So this property has a lot of uses. The portion farther to my right is where we've tried to keep the residential piece, if you will. And on that 2.5 or 2.25 acres are 74 families. It's pretty crazy. So the blessing is that they have a place to live. The difficult piece, the challenge is that a piece of property like that, with that density, needs some type of facilities, needs water, needs all kinds of things. And so it's a challenge to try to meet all those needs, and we have to continue to trust God, continue to ask Him to provide, and that's finances, that's time, that's people's energy to come and to be a part of this. We encourage you to get involved. We encourage you to be a part of it. Check out what's going on at cjmi.org or the Facebook page, and just let us know that you're praying for us. God is the one who's provided to this date, and we continue to rely on Him to do that. And so we encourage you to be a part of that answer and that process. So we're excited to be here. This is a beautiful place. It's a beautiful opportunity for the Ati, and we continue to trust Him as we move forward.